Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek at SPIEL 17. I'm sitting down with Juma Ajuju from Karma Games, and you brought us the Clans of Caledonia.
Indeed, yes.
With lots of Scottish accessories for those who really want to get in the mood.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is a game for 1 to 4 players.
Yes.
And what are we trying to accomplish?
Well, it's an economic game set in Scotland in the 19th century, when Scotland was about to transform from agricultural into an industrial country that was heavily relying on trade and export. And yeah, so it's a perfect setting for an economic game. And in the game, players are basically putting out pieces on the board, so they can put out, like, I don't know, sheep, cattle, cheese dairies, bakeries, and so on, distilleries, etc. And at the end of the round, these units produce goods that they can also process into processed goods. And yeah, there's a market with variable prices depending on demand and offer. And yeah, the one who best manages his money is going to win.
Now, I noticed that there's some metal coins we've got. Are those a special add-on? Is that something?
Yeah, this is an add-on. It was sold on the Kickstarter, but it's not exclusive, so it can still be purchased, although it's almost sold out. Yeah.
If you were going to describe a major mechanic, what is at the heart of this game? Is it a work placement game? Is it economic management?
Well, it's an action selection game in the sense that you basically have 8 different actions that you can perform. You can choose any action on your turn, and yeah, most of the actions cost money, so eventually you'll have to pass because you run out of money. And but the real core of the game, I would say, is the interweaving of the market, where you have variable prices, the production chain where you process a simple good and a processed good, and export contracts where you can export your goods. So these 3 things together are really interesting and create a lot of strategic depth without needing a lot of rules.
So just looking at some of the accessory boards we have around here, so you had mentioned this is our market prices. What does this one define?
That's the export board. And these are export contracts that you can try to fulfill. They require different goods like whiskey, wool, also meat, beef, mutton. And these contracts give you import goods that are worth points in the end. Their worth is valuable depending on their rarity. So if something is imported more, then it will devalue, like in reality. And yeah, so the fulfilling of contracts is really important to win the game.
And I noticed, so does each player color come with its own set of pieces? So
yes.
Like this is, so you not only have them all player color, but all unique wooden icons as well.
Yes, I mean there are 4 player colors, everyone has 1 player board, and yeah, we really put a lot of time to make the meeples. This is not just a generic meeple, but this is a Scottish meeple with a kilt and with some Scottish hats.
I can't laugh while I'm holding this, or I'll knock them all off.
The shipping token looks like a shipping wheel, and
that's
these
wonderful.
Things, and the whiskey barrel.
I sent
a few of those.
Barrel. Yeah, a few of those rolling earlier.
Yeah.
Now, why don't you give us just a few examples? We've got a few clans over here. Move our blue player pieces off the board for a moment there. Why don't you give us an example or 2 of some of these?
Yeah. So, I mean, there are 9 clans in the game. They give like a very unique and very strong asymmetrical player powers. For instance, and I tried to derive the clan powers from the history of the historic clans. So Clan Cunningham they always had something to do with cattle. And so in this game, they can basically produce butter out of milk. So in the production phase, they can discard any amount of milk and get 8 cash for it. So they will really try to focus on milk and will not produce cheese because that would use up their precious milk. So Clan Mackenzie, they bought one of the oldest distilleries in Scotland, and in around 1860. And so that's why this clan is a whiskey clan, and they produce exclusive whiskey and get extra cash for every whiskey that they produce. Plus they have a whiskey cellar, and in the production phase they can put 1 whiskey barrel in the cellar, and then the next production phase is going to age, and then again and again.
More valuable.
Exactly. And well, then there is One clan, Clan Stewart, was a royal family, so they have always had money, right? So they have more merchants at the beginning of the game, and they get a bonus for every trade action. So they're probably trading a lot.
Now, are the tartans specific to those individual clans?
Yes, they're all specific to the individual clans.
I was going to say, do you know what clan you're wearing at the moment?
Clan Mackenzie, I recall.
How long do you think let's assume a 4-player game, how long do you think it would take us?
I mean, 30 minutes per player is quite realistic, so yeah, I mean, depends if people are like AP prone or not, or if they're learning the game, they could be a bit longer, but if they're familiar with the game, it can be also like 20 minutes per player.
Now, since this also has a solo game, is your accomplishment just to sort of beat your own best score?
Yes, it's the best, exactly, that's true. But a lot of things change in the solo game as well. I mean, there's a modular board and different things, so it is best. So you still have to adapt a lot to the setup.
I'm really fascinated that you can play with different clans. So you have a really different experience every time you play.
Yes, I hope so.
And I'm sad to admit that this does not come with the game. Unfortunately,
no,
this is just for us right
yes.
now. You know, it's been a long day. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time, Juma, to bring by Clans of Caledonia. And if you guys want to check that out, that's from Karma Games. And thank you again.
Thank you.